Yo, what's going on? So today we are going to talk about how to counter that close arm wrist lock from side control. So we're going to talk about defenses and how to actually turn it into your own wrist lock. Just really technical, wanky stuff. You're probably not going to be using it a lot, but you know, it's fun to know. Knowledge is power, you know? And jujitsu is power. Last knowledge, or I don't know.
So Paul, you're gonna have that same grip with my arm, the wrist lock grip, right? So if you don't want to do the wrist lock, because for whatever reason you feel it's cheap, I feel that it's a viable and valid technique. But so if you're going for the wrist lock, right? So go for the wrist lock. Now there's nothing stopping this hand, right? So I can come in and create all sorts of problems for him to stop the wrist lock. We're never really going to do it slowly in real life. It's probably going to happen like once I'm at this point, right, and he's tight and his elbows are tight, it's kind of hard for me to get back. So I'll be trying to pull this in. I'll try and like hold on to my hand in order to make sure that I don't get that bend. I can put my hand in here in order to prevent that bend, and then kind of get my own wrist lock as a reversal on Paul. So you can kind of see how now I'm kind of inching my way in, and now I'm going to put my hand over top of Paul's hand. Now I'm going to come in. I need to control this elbow by pinching down on it. And I'm going to touch the fingers. Now I'm going to start getting my own wrist lock. Right? So there's a lot of games here that can happen. I've got Paul's, he's gripped, but now what he's doing is he's leaving an opportunity to armbar me. So I'm being really aggressive with this control, right? And he's going to then, I can't remember how exactly, he's got this grip. And so he ends up with this grip, okay? So we'll start again. So I'm here, pushing here. He's able to just go over top of my arm. And he's going to push my arm across. That's not always going to be easy, but it happens. So now he's going for like if he doesn't want to go for the arm bar and I'm not doing my counter wrist lock, right? Say I'm not doing this. And if at this point here, if I don't want to get arm barred, it's really important for me to take this elbow here and put it in as far as this direction as possible. I wanted to get it as far as I can underneath him, so when he does try and armbar me, I'm going to escape. So at this point, I could still get my wrist lock on him because my elbow is outside of his arm, and at which course I can come in and I can grab the wrist lock here, right? Now, if he can let go of this hand, right, so try and pull your hand out as much as you can. If you can't. Now, there you go. Now put your hand underneath your fingers. So this hand underneath your fingers, pull your fingers up. There you go. Now you're gonna fight me here. Now I've lost that. That's all there is to it. So they're not always gonna work, right? And wrist locks are very dangerous, so I gotta say, it's better for you to do it slowly and have them escape with the knowledge that you could have snapped it fast in a real world situation. You don't want to hurt your partner, but it's good to know that they're there. Because in a real world situation, snapping someone's wrist can end a fight really quickly. So if I landed on my back somehow, and this guy's like trying to choke me, I'm like, ugh. If I'm aware of, from this position, if I'm aware of wrist locks, you know, that's gonna stop. And then like I say, against a veteran person, this isn't gonna, like, they're just gonna pull their arm out, right? So he's choking me, right? This is just an example of a real world situation against lay people who don't know jiu-jitsu. So I'm creating a crux here, you know, sliding underneath. I'm just wristing it. So now I've got him in a wrist lock. You can kind of see him bending it, but now just pull your arm out. It's pretty easy for him to escape, right? And then, but you know, now I can attack. But the point is that it's cool to know that they're there. And be careful when you practice. That's all I'm trying to say.
Newsflash, submissions are super dangerous. You really have to be careful when practicing them. You don't want to hurt the person training with you, and you don't want to be hurt by your partner. Be sure to take it slow and be safe. Communicate with your partner and let them know when you want to be released. When practicing joint locks or chokes, treat them with respect.